So hi, we're going to the next thing. It's really about charts and making plots, and really we are going to use the second tab here called insert, right? So in insert we have so many things, but I'll focus on a few, not everything. So for example, I can start at this end. You can add equations and you can add symbols in Excel. Now, for example, you want to add a Greek sign that is not on your keyboard. You just select the symbol. Okay. So first thing is you select the cell that you want to add your symbol. Then select symbol. Okay. Then maybe you can add that symbol or another one or anything of any of these. So if you select it and then click insert, it's added immediately. You can see it has been added. Yeah, so that's really how it works. If you want, you can even add equations. If you want, that is, if you want to add an equation, so this box comes in and you can type in your equation. For example, r over pi. Press enter. Yeah, so that's an equation that I've written. Yeah, so that's really how equations are entered, how symbols are entered. So again, really in insert, the most important things other than the symbols and the equations and the text entering, the text boxes. Text box is where you create a text box where you can write your data. You can make a text box like that. People sometimes want a text box maybe for explanation, and then you write something like just any data. This cell is defined by a row and column. Okay, so that's really a text box, and you can carry it around. That's a text box in Excel. Most important thing here is charts and pivot tables and charts. It's very important to know about them. So to make a chart, I'll go to my next sheet right here. It has some data. Okay, this is data for AC energy generated over the months in the first year. This is some research data. So there are many chart options. If you click this arrow right here where there are charts, it will give you recommended charts and all charts. So there are a lot of charts options in Excel. Okay, now for example, maybe I just want to make a pie chart. Okay, just select the pie chart. It will show you the preview. This is how it will look like. If you don't want that preview, you can change it. You can change the design like that, like that, like that. Yeah, so you can even choose a different chart, observe it. If you're not interested, you can change some few things here and there according to how you want it to look like. Okay, so for example, if I select that, okay, so that's a chart that that's been added. Okay, yeah, so that was really easy doing that. I'll just push it to the side. That will go through other forms of charts and how to do charts, custom charts. So say you want to plot say option 1, this column on the y-axis and this column on the x-axis, and then you want to see observations of how your data is trending. So this is what you do. Excel will notice the first column that you select as the x-axis and the second column you select as the y-axis. So if I highlight this data from right here, so I hold down my left mouse button and then drag down like that the two columns to the end like that, and then I go select insert right there, and then this arrow, then I try to select some charts. Let me use XY scatter. Okay, yeah, so this is I wanted to make an XY scatter with smooth line, so select okay, so there you go. So I can view the data that has how it has chosen the X and Y by coming at the top and select data again, and then it will show me the data range. You can see the green highlight, it shows me the data range. Then if I select this series 1, then edit, it will show me the X values. It will tell me that is the X value. Then I select the second one, it will show me the Y value, which is very correct. I can give it the series name as option 1. If I select there, use it up. You can even write the name if you want, or you can select a cell that contains the name of your data. So immediately this changes to option 1 according to the name. So I can also add another data, another plot on the same chart. Okay, so again I select data from there, then I click add, then I call it option 2, then I select the X data, I start, I highlight that data like that, the Y data, I come here, select the first cell and drag down like that, yeah, like that, and then I click OK, and then OK, there is my plot. So I can move this chart from this sheet, or I can leave it there. I can make this chart independent or embedded in sheet 2. So to move this sheet, I'll really select the chart, right click it, then select move chart. Okay, then I'll say I want it to be a new sheet, and then I'll call it comparing options, then click OK. There you go. So it has become a new sheet, yeah, called comparing options. I can make more editing on my plot. So like I can add a chart title. I select the plus sign right here and select axis title and chart title. Okay, so then I change this to comparison of option 1 and option 2. So I can also edit the heading. I just highlight it again, highlight it like that, highlight the whole heading, highlight like that, then come here home again, using the skills for editing text. I can change my heading, maybe use Times New Roman, then change the height 16, make it bold, and then underline it. Then there you go. So I can also edit my axis titles. Call this interest rates, and then I call this so I can call this new principal value. Here, so in dollars. Okay, so that's it. I've added a chart title, I've added axis titles. Okay, I've added now I can add legends. Okay, a legend. This is a legend. I can add yeah, so I can also add minor and major grid lines like that, so that is more division of my chart. And there you go, that is your chart, a good chart that you've made using Excel. Yeah, so there's also another option of adding a second axis, especially when data varies, especially when the two data, for example, this one has a small variation but this one has a large variation. I can use two axes so that my data is more well represented. So I select my sheet again, my chart, sorry, in the chart area, then at the top here select chart design, and then I select change chart type. Okay, then below here we have what you call combo. Okay, so it will ask me for option 1, what do you want it to be? I still want it to be an XY scatter, XY scatter like that. And option 2, what do you want it to be? I still want it to be an XY scatter like that. But option 1 will use this axis, we'll use the secondary axis. Let me select this. Yeah, something like that. So option 2 will use the secondary axis, option 1 will use the primary axis. This is what we call the primary axis. To the left and to the right we have the secondary axis. Then select okay, there you go. So really the orange line uses the second axis and the blue line uses the primary axis. So I can say new primary value, then I write option 1 in dollars. Again, I can add a new axis for the secondary axis. Just come here, axis titles, and I select the secondary vertical axis. Then I give it new principal value, option 2 in dollars. Yeah, so that's it. This is a chart with two axes and well labeled. So that's how it really works. There are many more options, but those are the basics of making plots. Yeah, so again, we did a pie chart, we made this chart right here. So again, you can make a pie chart. For example, highlight your data like this, highlight my data, go to insert, then charts, then all charts, then pie chart, then choose the option you want for the pie chart, then okay, there you go. Then give it a chart title, AC energy generated. Yeah, you can also push this pie chart to a new sheet. Right click it, select move chart, new sheet, and then give it a title. I see energy use. There you go. So that's really how charting is done. So I'll talk about pivot tables and pivot charts also here. So I'll go to chart 4. I have a chart called chart 4 right here. It has some data for COVID-19 in US states, in the United States. So what I'll do is I want to insert a pivot table and use the pivot table to make a pivot chart. So pivot tables are important. They really ensure that data analysis is very easy. They make it very easy. So the basics are, for example, I can select some data right here. Let me not select everything because it's too large. Just select some data right here. For example, okay, so I have selected that data. I want to analyze it in pivot tables and charts. So after selecting, I'll come here and select pivot table. It will tell me, ask me if this is the range of data I have selected for the pivot table, which is okay. Then I'll choose where I want the pivot table to be added. I'll select a new worksheet and then click OK. Here we go. So here, this is a new sheet where I can analyze my pivot table. So I can maybe add the states. So I'm analyzing 6 states. Okay, so each state there are counties inside. For example, Alabama has all those counties, Alaska has all those counties, Arizona has all those counties, all that. Then I can add the number of days in 2020 due to COVID-19 right here in values, so that now I can see the data. It's a bit formatted and grouped a bit better. So again, I can remove this so that the data is a bit reduced. So when I group it this way, where we have states and sum of days, what it has done is it has added all these values for Alabama, all these values, yeah, up to there. See where Alabama gets, this is Alabama, all this is Alabama, column B is for Alabama. It has added all those values and then it has given me a final value. That's what has really happened. Yeah, so it adds all those values for Alabama and gives you a final value. Yeah, again it adds values for Alaska and gives you the sum, like that. So for example, that large data has been reduced to these few values which are really well represented and I can analyze them. So I can even make a pivot chart. So I can select here recommended charts, or I can come here on pivot charts and select, and then I can select the data that I want to analyze, like that. So I'll select okay, so to make really pivot charts, it's easy. So there are many options, so you can really use the recommended pivot chart from here, or you can use different options to come up with if you select your pivot table analysis, and then you select pivot chart right there, and then you select the format you want it to look like. Maybe you want that, or you want a pie chart, or yeah. So let me choose a pie chart like that. So it has given me the states and the pie chart right there. So I can give this a name. I can say COVID deaths in 6 states. Yeah, so that's it. That's really all about pivot. Again, you can make a different chart. Again, you can again, we come here, pivot chart analyze, pivot chart selects maybe column. Okay, there you go. It's another different chart. You can even choose the states that you want. You can reduce some of them like that, so that you have fewer. Yeah, you can select them right here. So you just click this down arrow, and then you select the states you want to see the data. Yeah, so that's it. And then you can change your heading. You can give it a new heading. Yes, and then you can add axis titles. Call this states yeah, so you can really edit it just like the other. You can remove the legend if you don't want it, and add a trend line, all that. So that's really how a pivot chart works. So you select your data. Again, select your data, the data that you want to analyze, all of it. Then select and insert pivot table, create a new sheet or work on the same sheet, and then come here, select what you want the categories to be and what you want summed up. Okay, sometimes you don't even need to sum up. You might want an average, so you might want to change. So really what you do is you come here, you select the arrow, down arrow, then you select value field settings, and then you might want something different. You might want average, not the sum of dates, or you might want maximum. Okay, or you might want minimum. For example, if I select maximum and click OK, it will give me the maximum, which count here the maximum date, something like that, the maximum values. Yeah, that's it. So you can really play about with your pivot charts and make data very easy to analyze. Yeah, so here you can see it's maximum of deaths due to COVID-19 during 2020 in each of the county. Yeah, so that's it on pivot charts and making charts. Okay, so next we are going to do formulas. Okay,